Hi,
Well,
folks. Welcome to our Tuesday night chat. Beekeepers talking to beekeepers about beekeeping. So, if you have any questions, here we go. Sorry. All right. So, if you have any questions or anybody that has any questions in the chat, post them in the chat in all caps because sometimes that chat box gets really rocking and rolling and we don't see them when some of you folks talk amongst each other, and I'm part of that group too every night other than Tuesday. So I get it. We want you to talk amongst yourselves. However, just put the questions or comments that you really want me and Tom to see in all caps. Hi, Kimberly. Nice to see you. Bundy, nice to see you. And Mike Tanquois. I know I always screw up your last name. I like to say it though. I think it's French. All right. So in our colonies today, what happened today? Oh, so one of the things that I'm seeing in my colonies when I go in is I don't have queens. I'm not seeing eggs. I'm not seeing brood. They're pulling down all the syrup and all the what's that I'm feeding them, that thick stuff? Pro sweet. They're pulling that all down and they're storing it. Hi, Collector Rick. Hi, Rodney and Lucky Bill Lee.
back to Rick.
There you are. So they are pulling. They're pulling that syrup that I'm feeding in the rapid round into that medium or just a deep. But I'm not seeing queens. I'm not seeing evidence of a queen. So I've got 2 more weeks because October 1, I don't crack any lids. I don't crack any boxes. As of October last year was September 15th. But Keith, half tracks and
Thank you.
honeybees. Um, so I've got 2 weeks to figure this out as far as queenless, not queenless, uh, what's going on. I have one colony down there that I go in I do a video on. I'm starting to just feature that colony, and it had no evidence of a queen. 7 days ago, it had an uncapped queen cell. I went in today. The uncapped queen cell is gone, and there are 2 other queen cells they're working on that are charged, that have eggs in them. So that is just a complete mystery to me as far as where this queen is. I mean, I looked and looked and looked, and I usually don't have a hard time finding the queen, but she's eluding me. And
I was,
this colony never wanted to be queen right this year ever. It just wouldn't stay queen right for me.
I have one of my 6/6 12 frame nukes. That was the last one that I had a mated queen in them about first week of August. When I noticed there wasn't much activity with them 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, then they had a capped queen cell in there. They had 2 of them. So they replaced my queen that I finally gave them, and she wasn't a very good queen. So I guess they
Wow.
knew it too. She wasn't big. She was a small queen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think she just came back with a mating flight because there was like 7 or 8 bees on the front entrance. In the last 3 weeks, there's been like no bees on the front entrance. So I think I got a mated queen now in there, but I'm going to give them a week and then check them, see if she starts laying.
Yeah, it's do or die for us up here in the Northeast. They either got to do or they're going to die. Well, so what I'm going to do is take whatever resources are in that queenless colony and either put that medium as box number 1, put the honey below them, put the current brood box that they have with their medium, and then put the deep up here, or take the second deep off completely. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's going to be
'cause I don't have
each one's going to. the
Yeah,
individual.
I might still pinch this queen if they made her queen, just because they only got one frame of bees left in it because it was originally a split, and I don't think she'll have time to. She might be able to lay up 2 frames, maybe by the end,
Hmm.
by the end of this month, and come out in October and be three to about 4 frames of bees, which is borderline.
Does anybody know? So there's been discussion about this fall being long. Like, I don't know what that means, but is there anybody that knows what? Hi, Randy. Nice to see you.
Hey, Randy.
Oh, okay. He's doing, yeah, we're all kind of gearing towards the same goal here. Um, how do we look at the temperature for obviously for my area, your area, for like October, November, and December? Like, is there, where do I find that online?
I saw just in the news yesterday from my area, and I think that stretched out into your area, Nancy. That
Yeah,
would be a
pretty much.
little bit above. This was for the month of September. Would be a little bit above normal in temperature and a little bit below normal in moisture, rain.
Say it again.
So rain would be a little less rain on
Yeah.
average, and a little bit above normal on temperatures through the month. Now, it didn't get into October.
Hmm.
AccuWeather sometimes goes out about a month.
Wacky weather.
AccuWeather.
I just was curious of anybody that uses a program or if there's something that I can, you know, bring up here on the screen because I'm really interested in my nighttime lows. I really run my apiary. My nighttime lows are my most important. Look at the Palmer's Almanac. My wife swears by. Okay. All right. It's the nighttime temps for me that I really manage my colonies around. Daytime temps, they can figure it out. They either come or go, but it's the nighttime that they would have a hard time. I'm looking up Uncle 60. I don't see him. Uncle 60, I've seen you on the chats before. Where are you located? Because you're putting stuff in. I'm just curious what part of the country. Hi, Hanleys. Oh, New Jersey. What's your first name? Uncle Six,
Hey, PJ Hanley.
New
Uncle 60.
Jersey.
He's been
Okay,
on
so I wonder if
before.
you're who?
You're talking about 60?
Yeah.
He's been on before.
Oh yeah, I just don't know his name and I didn't remember where he was from. Um, so I'm north of Philadelphia. What part of your uncle? Okay. I'm north of Philadelphia. What part of Jersey are you from? Oh, Horatio.
Uncle.
I'm just curious if you're kind of because I don't know, half a Jersey, maybe half a Jersey would be kind of where I'm at. Maybe three quarters central. Okay. Oh yeah, you're close to me. You're close to me then. So, are you seeing brood? I'm going back up here to see your. I think you were the one that said my two queens. Here you go. My two queens gone, no brood, no eggs. She's got two queens. Oh, yeah. Well, you don't have any other. You only have two colonies. Questions in all caps.
Finally, BJ asked me how's my fall flow going. It's better this year than it's been in quite a few years. We had a good 1 inch rain a week ago, and the late goldenrod is just starting to bloom now. And the thistle's been really good this year, and ironweed's been really good this year. So I've been seeing bees on both of those. So there's been some flow coming in. I wouldn't say great. It's supposed to rain again on Sunday. If we get a rain Sunday, I think the flow should take off because the late season goldenrod, which is what I have most in my area, we got the early and we got the late, but we don't have the one in the middle, and it should really go good. Hey Nancy, that's cute.
That's from the Unlikely Beekeeper. And I was going to ask about him tonight because I have not seen him in forever.
Yeah.
Hi, William.
The
Unlikely Beekeeper.
Hey, Unlikely Beekeeper. We got a Jeremy Davison. Is he new?
Hello, Jeremy. I don't know. Are you new?
I think he is.
And now I can't pin. Hold on. I can't pin the login. You know, the to come in the studio. It won't let me pin it again in
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it's not pinned anymore. It was pinned. Repost it.
Yeah, I want to ask where Davis is before this gets too far away. Ask Davis, where are you from? What's your first name? I do some behind the scenes.
DC's on.
DC.
We got the West Coast. Got the West Coast represented. The Northwest Coast.
So there's the login, but it's not allowing me to pin it. It's not allowing me to pin it on the YouTube site. So if you're signed in through Tom, you won't see some of the comments, just so you know that.
Yeah, I can't pin it.
Oh, two mated queens. Oh man, that's so scary. Uncle, you'll have to let us know how it goes. Uncle.
Yeah. And finding new mated queens. I know Hawaii still sells them. I guess you can get some down.
DC.
Southern Florida.
Yeah, it is sturdy enough. This is actually deep. It is a plant stand. These two things were plant stands. They're pretty wide, so it is. Now, when I'm done signing off, I'll put that down because there's a cat in this room. But yeah, I put a black DC. I thought this week. I put a black sheet on the wall behind me, and you couldn't. It didn't look right. You couldn't see me. All you could see was my face because my hair blends in. So my husband was helping me, and he was back there doing lights and doing all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm run up against a bunch of bald guys. And I'm not bald shaming, but we've talked about this before. But I have to run a light background. Hey, William. Ravenshire, Jeremy Davison. Where do you hail from, Jeremy? You're a new name, and we just like to. So this is across the whole country. This is national, and sometimes we pull in. Dominic is from Dominic of Dominician, which is an island.
He posted earlier.
Yeah, he's here. Nathan, Nathaniel. He's on. But we're from all over, can be from all over the world. We get some New Zealand and we get some places. So we just kind of like to ask a little bit about where people are from, new names we haven't seen before, and just to get a feel, because beekeeping is local.
Northeast Maryland. Jeremy just posted Northeast Maryland.
Okay.
What did unlikely happen?
You know what? That sounds familiar. Were you on before? That sounds familiar. Because we have Charlie, we have Bohemian Bees, Peabody, all those folks, all those guys are from Maryland area, Greater Baltimore. You'll blend.
Yeah, I mean that usually works.
I don't know if Bill has any queens down in Virginia there. Anybody? Shenandoah Bee Supply. My put that up here. This is my. And then I also have another. If you're up in the Northeast and you don't want to go to Manly or
it's getting awful late. Get made at Queens. Unless you're getting them from the south.
Oh, look at this. Beekeeping local, but the love of bees is international. That's a great slogan.
Yes, it is. That is a good slogan.
Ravenshire.
I'm gonna have to steal that one.
No, he made a video.
Well, that's cool.
Oh, here we go. So Chad Lesher.
How many do they need? So Nancy, I had my hive number 10. I never could get that hive going this year. Actually it didn't overwinter. I put a split in it 2 or 3 times. Early last month, 1st of August, I did a tree cutout that had tree company cut down, and it had 5 frames of brood, or 5 frames of bees, and like a frame and a half of brood. It was a pretty new swarm, and had the queen, and I put her in a box. I rubber band all the comb, but then on top of her, I put a 10-frame box with good comb in it. Guess what those bees did? They abandoned their comb and moved up into the comb I gave them in the top box. They let the brood hatch out, but that was it.
Well, there's your answer. Get rid of that comb.
I moved them to that. I put the top box down at the bottom on the bottom board. Then I took those frames down and rubber band up that rolled, not very good. I took them out and gave them good comb frames. And I started feeding them. Hey, Tim and Hannah. So they don't have any honey above. They don't have any honey above them right now. Bad news is I don't think it's a very good queen, because when I cut them out, they were 4 frames of bees, and right now they're still 4 or 5 frames of bees. So they haven't grown any, and it's been 6 weeks, 5 weeks. So if they make it through winter, I'll replace her.
So she didn't lay since has she
She's
laid
got
since she's been
she's,
up in the
she's
new
got
comb?
she's got some laying, but she didn't go crazy. So just enough to maintain her numbers. And
So uncle's talking here about Better Bee comb. I had that years ago and they didn't care for it. I don't know how, maybe it's better now. Like I had it maybe 7 years ago. So yeah, keep us in the know about that Better Bee comb. See if they like it this year. Or I know they redid the formula.
Randy asked the question, what size bucket? I run mostly 2 gallon buckets on my 10 framers, except for two of them because I have lids that are warping and the 2 gallons wouldn't fit, and I got 1 gallon on them. And all my 12 frame 6/6, I run 1 gallon buckets. So you can see them in the background. They're purple. My 2 gallons are purple. My 1 gallons are white.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm curious if that better comb has
So right now, all my bees have been fed at least 3 gallons or 4 gallons of sugar water this year. I really don't want. I don't have. I've only got a 25-pound bag of sugar left. I really don't want to feed them anymore. I'm hoping that we do get a rain this Sunday, and we get more flow from the
I don't know
goldenrod
how
and
much
the
I
ester.
fed mine. I just keep my rapid rounds full. I did some of them I had buckets on. Although I don't like buckets when we get really into dirt because they're just horrible to get off and just exposes they just come flying out. I don't really care for bucket. The buckets are coming off and I'm going back to rapid. I'm going to put all the rapid rounds on. But
Yeah.
I don't know, Randy. Smarty pants, Randy. Thank you. I don't know how much I fed mine. I don't know. I bought 4 pound bags this year, just because the store was changing the labels. So I don't know how many I got. I just got a shit ton, and I went through half of that so far, and I did two 5 gallons of Pro Sweet, thinned out, thinned down a little bit, but I don't know how much each one has. I just keep them full. Hi, Tiny Creek. I'm curious to see
Well,
how Tiny Creek's doing.
that's one thing using buckets. I can, when the bucket's empty, I know they got 4.5 to 5 gallons of sugar water, and they're all pretty much empty right now.
Oh,
And
you
I
don't
don't
keep
want to
them
fill them
full?
back up.
How long do you leave them empty?
Well, I'll leave buckets on all year round. I'll flip them over right side up for winter time,
Okay.
so nothing gets in the hole. But I leave them out there. I'm like you, Nancy. I try not to bring too much into the barn.
Yeah. If I can't store it outside, I really would rather not have it. Um, so does anybody use, okay, Uncle, all caps, because we're gonna miss these as it goes. We're only what, a half hour in, but does anyone use pollen sub to feed the bees? I have not tried it yet. Okay. So if you're in central Jersey, um, and this is what I do north of Philadelphia, is I don't use pollen sub until February. Because now for me in my area, if I were to put pollen sub on now, well, first of all, they're bringing in tons of pollen, and they're packing it in. So if I were to put a patty on, my hive beetles would go through the roof. So pollen subs in the Philadelphia area, not till February, January, February. And that's just to get them geared up. I mean, if you were prepared to have equipment, if you're prepared for swarms and you have a good swarm management skills, yeah, you could feed them dry pollen or pollen sub to get them going. But
Yeah.
I would
I try to
try to.
get pollen sub on them the 1st of February, weather permitting, because usually around the 1st of March, the silver and the red maple trees will start blooming. First 2 weeks of March. So I try to give them a month head start. But some years I can't, some years I can.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
depends
I
on
mean,
the winter.
it definitely all depends. I happen to have um hey Stu, add
Hey
a little dry
Gracie,
pollen to your sugar water. Mhm. I don't know if I
no,
want
I
to do
can't do
that.
that. It'll plug up my holes.
So this is what my inner covers look like. I don't know if I've showed these before, but I run these, they're called winter inner covers. There's no entrance here. They're about 2 inches deep, and this holds all kinds of stuff for me. The bees don't come up into this area. I put a piece of screen here when I don't have anything feeding. But February 15th, Valentine's Day, is usually thereabouts, but I will take off whatever's over this hole, and or if I have a rapid round, but so pretend this is an 8 frame. But if I have a rapid round here, there's also a hole that comes up through the middle. I'll put my hand over that hole anytime right around Valentine's Day. And if it feels like a hair dryer, the heat's coming up out of there, I know my queen's laying, and I'll slip them some pollen.
My bees are bringing in so much goldenrod pollen the past 3 weeks, maybe a month, that I don't think
Grayson,
any of my bees need pollen.
less and less. I'm thinking less and less.
I think they'll
Now,
get through winter till spring.
if you're a nuke producer, you're going to really slam the pollen to them because you want them to grow. You're going to be using that Apis biologics. You're going to be really, really letting that take off because you want them to blow up. So you
Yeah.
have, I don't know what I'm doing with that Hive Alive. I have Hive Alive in my hand. But yeah, I mean, if you're a nuke producer and you got, people that gave you a deposit for nukes and stuff like that, you want to get your nukes up and running. Hi, Randy. Nice to see you. Another Randy. Then you would put some pollen in there. You put some dry pollen out. I usually take, when I used to do dry pollen, I take a bottom board and I'll put the pollen inside here. Nothing's in this box, no frames. And I put the dry sub so that they go in here and it keeps it dry. But that's the best dry sub feeder I've ever found was just a hive body that you're not doing anything with. They'll go straight into that entrance there and grab that pollen and come on out. When do you put first honey supers on in spring? May 1st? Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends. So what I do is I listen to I'm on the bee chats and I listen to guys like Tom. I listen to Ohio guys, and maybe guys are a little bit south of Pennsylvania, like Virginia, West Virginia. And I listen to what they're doing, and I'm about a week, maybe 2 weeks behind. So if they start talking about a flow coming, you watch your weather patterns. And if the guys down over to the west of us a little bit start talking about a flow coming, I'll slap my supers on.
Yeah. I usually throw mine on first week of April because the flow usually starts rolling the middle to the third week of April. And I just want them to
Jason,
clean up the comb and have it all ready for when the flow comes, the big flow.
Oh, there you go, Tar Heel. Yeah, Randy, 5-gallon bucket under a shed. There you go.
Yeah.
Jason Solomon. That looks like a new name to me. Do you know who that
Oh,
is?
hey, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Northeast, Pen-
Welcome.
Northeastern Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're near me. How close are you to me? Jason, I'm in actually I'm in Harleysville. Harleysville proper. Cresco.
Fresco.
Cresco. I don't know where that is. Oh, Chester. Chester County. I bet it's Chester County. Oh, my buddies from Chester. I go way back with Chester County. Is that Chester County? Is that what you're trying to? Oh, Strasburg. Stroudsburg. Wait.
Strasburg.
Is that the is, is that the one that's Stroudsburg? I think you're way north of me. Northeast. Yeah, I'm southeast. Sorry. I got my northeast and southeast. Yeah, you're quite a bit north of me. I gotcha. I gotcha. And Kimmy puts her supers on when she sees dandelions. Yeah, I don't do anything with dandelions anymore. I don't take off, I don't put on because in my area there's a dandelion grown 365 days a year.
Our big dandelions come in like
Ravenshire,
the
yeah.
third week
So
of March.
yeah, so that's the other thing too. If I need them to pull comb for me, they do not pull comb for me in the fall. Not enough to make it worthwhile. But so if I'm looking to get some comb pulled, I'll feed them early on. Like I'll feed them March 1st, 2 weeks. Feed them from March 1st to March 15th. Get them to pull up as much as they can, and then I'll
Yeah.
take that feed off for about 2 weeks because they don't store that feed either. Anyway, they're not storing in spring. They're using hi Marky Mark.
Right.
When Yeah, for me, they don't store in spring. They're consuming, they're getting their wax glands started up, they're um using it for energy. They're not they don't store it in my experience. So I can feed a little bit in the spring. I really get them used to that thin nectar coming in. They'll do some amazing things with wax. And then I'll pull that off and I wait 2 weeks even though they're not storing it, I let it run out. I let them run out. I'll wait 2 weeks before I put supers on. So that's always now I don't feed every spring. Like I have, oh gosh, I probably have 400 frames, honey super frames now. And I end up selling some of them off too in spring because they can get a pretty penny for them. What's Mark saying here? But yeah, if you new beekeepers, in the second year, you spent your first year feeding, pulling comb. Second year, you want to feed a little bit in the beginning. Uh,
He's busy.
Pull that comb out. Hi, y'all. I'm from Northwest Tennessee, and my schedule for Saturday is pull off formic pads, add quarter PC of patty with Apis biologic and pig pads, slow release. Okay, Mark. There you go. Northeast Tennessee. Add quarter PC of patty. Oh, okay. So you add pollen patty. Oh, with Apis biologic. Okay.
Yeah. And just a quarter
Colonies
piece,
building
just
up.
a little piece.
Yeah. So if his colonies are big enough, because pig pads, slow release, OA, and do bait. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So Mark
Yeah.
is a queen breeder. So he does some things But he wants to get those winter bees in and fattened up. Mark is an experienced beekeeper. Hey Peabody. Small. Okay, so Peabody's saying he hasn't had small hive beetles with pollen sub. Well, you're still new, Peabody. You're still new. I didn't have small hive beetles for 5 years. So just to I mean, your bees should be bringing in pollen now. If they're not bringing in pollen, that's something that you'd want to look at. But there was a question.
See, I did it a little different. Instead of putting a pollen patty in with Apis Biologics, in this last feeding, I put a little bit in my 1-to-1 sugar water. Even though it's made for putting pollen patties, it dissolves in the water. So I fed them through a liquid versus through a sugar patty or pollen patty, sugar pollen patty.
So Solomon, it depends. You really got to be in the colonies and find out. So depends how you feed. Hive top feeders, they'll hold the heat, so you can feed a little longer below 55. Frame feeders I'm not experienced with because I run 8 frames, so I don't put frame feeders in because that would drop me down to 7 or 6 frames. And entrance feeders, that's highly unrecommended. I don't know any other way to say it. But you don't put your beer on the front porch.
Jason asked,
So yeah.
Well, Jason, it all depends if they need it or not. I got one hive that I had a 2-gallon bucket on it, and they only took half of it, and it's been sitting for a week, half of it, so I moved it to another hive. I guess they're full already, so I don't even have to feed that hive anymore. It's full. Hive number 12 is full.
All right. Mark wants to talk about DFM. I can talk about my experience with DFM.
Never used it.
So I'm next to a farmer. I'm next to 52-acre farm, dairy farm, does a lot of corn. So and I didn't know his practices, and the DFM was sold as a benefit to bees that are near agriculture. So I got some, and I started dusting the top of my frames with it in spring. I don't put it on when I have supers on, but in the beginning I put it on, and then I also put it on quite a bit at this time of year. So when we start to see evidence of viruses from Varroa, there's different evidences we can see. There's things we can't see, and there's things we can see. If I start to see bulb bees, if I start to see paralyzed, what's that called? Syndrome, Tom? Paralyzed, when they start acting all jittery, and if I see deformed wing virus, if I see string wing, just different things, I will start dosing with DFM. Will it pull back a colony that's already too far gone? Absolutely not. Will it jump in and help out a little bit? In the beginning, yes. It has turned colonies around for me in the very beginning.
I don't try to turn colonies around anymore. If it's early in the year, I'll place the queen, and that's it. And by middle of the year, if it's not good, I'll replace the queens. Then the year, I'll combine them.
Okay, yeah, so DC uses it too. I use for gut health and cleaning out guts and stuff, I use more of Hive Alive. But yeah, I mean it helps. It does it helps. So Mark's saying a big fan of putting dry powders in the hive. So can I mix TFM with a patty? Oh, actually, okay. So go to the website, go to yeah, we can do that here. Direct strong microbials. Here, I gotcha. Hold on.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let me pull this up. Share screen. Okay. So I know Mark might have issues down there. He said he's not a fan of putting. So this is the Strong Microbials website. Tom, can you see that? Are we good?
Yeah, site. Yep. Yep, looks good, Nancy. There you go.
All right. This is the Strong Microbial website. They have these bee bites. I got a free one. The Expo, they ate it up. I hadn't gotten any more. I was gonna get a case of them. Here's some probiotic fondant I see they're carrying now. What is this? This is like a bundle or something. Here you go. So this is the one I use right here. This big, it's 100 doses, and you just put it on your hive tool and scoop a little bit, tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, something like that. So here's a Super DFM original.
Right.
I just get the little foil bags, and I run about, I don't know, 20 colonies, maybe a little less, a little more, and it lasts me a long time. So that's
So
what it
when do you
looks like.
feed them, Nancy? This time of year or early spring?
Spring,
Winter.
my first inspection. Definitely, everybody gets a dose on the first inspection. Most of them get a second dose from the second inspection. And then after honey supers come off, when we start going into a dirt, I'll give them another dose. So they get maybe 5 doses a year.
I've never used it.
So here you go. This is why activate the detoxification of pesticides. That's what sold me on this product years ago. So they're saying other things combat chalk brood, nosema. I don't have an issue with nosema because I don't have a fall flow. So I don't have issues with that. But so yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a smaller bale bucket.
It's just another option in the toolbox. If you don't, oh, here we go.
How long does it last? Store? Do you know?
What?
You know how long it's
that? Oh, I put when I have an extra bag, or what I do with my bag is I put it in Put it in the freezer.
Okay. There you
Yeah,
go.
can't get it. No, that's not it. There it is. So at the end of the season, say, and it, I store it in my garage. My garage freezes, so it's probably. But so when the supers go on, and I don't want it out in the heat, I take it off my golf cart and I stick it in the freezer.
Okay.
I don't know what the website recommends. I really don't.
Gotcha. Cool, dry place. Rick Ravenshire says. All right.
Cannot afford
I'm
Hive
not that-
Alive. Well, DC, it's really it's not that expensive. Oh, here's you missing this, Tom. Here's a to use essential oils and sugar water. I run essential oils in my feet. No, 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 no. I do not. I do not
Not
run
either.
essential oils. I don't know what you mean by that. You mean do I buy products that have thymol? Yes. Do I have products with Hive Alive? Let me read there.
Hive Alive has essential
Probably
oils.
has lemongrass oil. I think so. I don't put any essential oils. I will use a product that has essential oils, but I don't put essential oils. I don't. They're scary if you mess up. To me, it's a scary proposition.
I wish the Hive Alive was twice as thick though. They go right through it sometimes.
I'm catching up on the well, so Hive Alive, like so I mean what I've done in the past, I haven't done it this year yet, but I pretty much judge everything by so I sell honey. I sell honey in farmers markets. I sell honey from the house. I go to craft fairs and in which are really starting to pick up here in a little bit. I do a lot of fall festivals. So for me, when I add up all of the things I use in a colony per year, it usually comes to about $30. That's 2 pounds of honey. Each of my colonies are going to produce way more than 2 pounds of honey. So I always look at the expense of something as to a pound of honey. So this 2 pound Hive Alive is about $6. So two of these is $12. So less than a pound of honey for me. Now that's how I justify it. That's how I make sense of it and how I run my business for business expense to pay off of that expense. So
Right.
not everybody's going to do it that way, but that's just how I do it. Yeah, and then right, so the unlikely beekeeper, he did purchase equipment to make a home faucet, and that's you gotta figure, do you wanna, where do you wanna put your time and money?
Right.
And that's how beekeeping is so original, like, you know. Okay, here, Uncle, I'm running a Hive Life. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't. I love the product. I've been using it for, like I said, seven years, I guess. And last year I used two patties. Every year before last year I only used one. They go through one. That's it. But last year was two patties or patty and a half.
Right. That's about how I was, Nancy, about a patty and a half. So I have a bunch of half patties stored right now. I'm going to combine them into one, the pieces.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. I like all the
Yeah,
fancy stuff Hive Alive has in theirs. And Hive
but
Alive does not pay me to say any of this stuff. Um,
I don't think
okay.
you can make it for $2 because you have to count your cost of heating. You have to count your time. Your time can be free, but you still got your electric cost or your gas costs. But he don't. Well, making patties is you don't have to heat it, but doing fondant you do. And Hog Alive's more of a fondant is a fondant basically.
Yeah. I mean, there's a liquid. I have a liquid downstairs, but I'll add
Yeah.
that. Like, so my first feeding in spring, when I make that real thin sugar syrup, I put Hive Alive liquid in that first feed. And then I also run probably 3 or 4 rapid rounds worth through after I take the supers off. I clean out their guts again.
Hey, Bill's here. Hey, Bill.
Hey
He's all
Bill,
day.
nice to see you on a Tuesday. We see you Friday, Monday, and now Tuesday. But thanks for stopping in.
I missed Bill yesterday. I was busy. Couldn't make it. I could have got on like at 10 o'clock, but I figured you were about done.
Oh, yeah, I jarred up about I got 12-ounce jars, wide mouth 12-ounce jars this year. I ran out. Oh, so yesterday, yeah, I wasn't on Bill's either much, a little bit just to say hi, but I ran to Lancaster and got 45 cases of jars.
Okay. Settling
Um,
bottle is unlisted.
so that was a turn to
Yeah.
Lancaster. Takes me about an hour and a half one way, so it's 3 hours. And then I visit. I used to live out there. I used to live right near the right near where the new Fillmore container factory is. So I
I
go
got
see a
Anchor Glass.
girlfriend.
I got Anchor Glass Company about 15, 20 minutes from me, but they don't make Queen Line bottles. It's like, oh, I want to stop in and ask them if they could start making some for the bee industry.
Do you use just the regular traditional?
Well, they make beer bottles and they make, that's what I got to check, see what other bottles they make.
So someone mentioned Keith used a lot of Hive Alive last year. Well, Keith is down in the foothills of North Carolina, so he's probably going to get a few more fly days than me. Uh,
Yeah.
and our dearth was terrible last year. I mean, it felt like I fed for 6 months. It's not true, but it felt like it. I was just feeding out the bejesus there, and then they really went through the fondant because they wouldn't pack the syrup away last year.
Right. I'm trying to get more honey on them this year so they have less dependent on the fondants and bricks, whatever you feed them. I'm doing what you're doing, Nancy. I'm putting 2 Hive Alive on them. And the first one, I'm going pretty much cut the whole bottom out and then
Hey,
cut the pretty
Don,
big circle on the top one and put them on at the same time. Close them up.
what's this uncle made an insulated? So that's funny. I don't know what that means. Insulated bee toilet. but they need to fly to poop. So I don't know. You lose couple to attrition there. You lose some just because they do die, but they're probably going to die anyway, so they want to leave the hive, so they die outside. Bill, all caps. What's he saying? Navy. Are you using plastic? Oh, so I do both, Bill. I started with just glass, and then I had customers ask for plastic. So
Yeah,
I
I
do
do
a
both
little bit of both.
also. I give them the
So
option.
I don't make the decision for them. Like some people are like, oh, I only sell glass or I only sell plastic, but I let them decide. Some of the people with little kids like squeeze jars. I know, DC, that wasn't any caps.
With knitting caps in that
Yeah.
one.
So I get my plastic from Gamber and my glass from Fillmore. It's just it's got to be pretty much two trips for me anyway because of the packaging. You get the big boxes. Plastic comes in just a big box.
Yeah, I sell I sell 3 pound glass, 1 pound glass, and 1 pound plastic, and that's it. I used to do 8 ounce
It depends, Doc.
of each,
All
and
caps,
my
Doc. My plastic is Gamber as well. Yeah. They
yeah,
make their
yeah.
own. They make their own. Somebody had a question here. Oh, do I charge more for glass bottles? This is change. So I travel into the city, Philly. I travel to some sections that are pretty high rent district. So I adjust my prices. I adjust my prices to the location. Marketing, target marketing, I guess it's called, or not marketing, it's target, what do you call that in real business? Real business. It's target pricing maybe? I don't know. So depends. If I have a lot of plastic I want to move, I'll drop it $1 or two. If I have jars that I'm running out of, I'll up that jar $1 or two. Regional pricing. Thanks, DC. Regional
I
pricing. There
charge
you
one
go.
dollar
You're
more for
smart.
glass. It costs me usually about 73.80 more for a glass. I just round it up to $1.
Yeah, so the club, so Charlie, our Charlie, Sawmill Charlie, was the president of some chapters in Maryland there, and he used to do quite a bit of that with the club. Excuse me. But yeah, the club's up here, 500-600 members. There's no way we could do that. Store it, run and get it.
I use U.S. plastic because it's a little less than a 2 hour drive, and I can pick them all up and save shipping.
If you can drive to a place for glass, if you can drive now. Plastic I've had delivered already, and I might have Gamber deliver two cases of plastic instead of running out. I don't know. We'll see.
I usually buy like 4 boxes, 2,000 bottles at a time. 4,000.
So the other thing is I'm getting away from the larger jars. One, they're too darn heavy, and two, uh, I can sell a lot more small jars out on the street when I'm at a market. Like tomorrow, here's an example. I'm going to go to Mount Airy. They have this once a month Wednesday nights. Everybody comes out, thousands of people, and I can sell a lot of $10 jars. I can sell two $10 jars, but I can't sell a $30 jar. Very rarely. One, they don't want to
Right.
carry it. Two, it's too much of an investment for a street fair. Now, farmers markets, I have my folks come and buy two 2-pounders. You know, like again, DC, what's that called? Regional sales?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Plus, they're usually
Thanks,
parked not
Uncle.
too
Come back
far away.
again. It was nice to hear from you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Uncle 60. Usually, as farmers markets are not parked too far away either, and they can carry it out to their car and walk back in.
Yeah, CSA. Yeah, I did 1 pound for that. My CSA here. I did 2 months, two months shares. Why is DC reciting Hotel California? What's up? What's up with that? Yeah. Um, 3 pound jar. I used to sell 5 pound jars, 3 pound jars. But then as the price goes up, they don't want to pay. They want to pay less and less and less and less. I want them to have smaller jars and go through it faster. Or yeah. So I'm getting away from larger. I do I got a really nice 12-ounce jar. Hexagon. Not hexagon. Yeah, it's 1, 2 flats. It's flat on the front, the back, and then the sides have I'll go get one in a little bit. But man, I can sell a ton of those. Wide mouth. And I sell them for 12 to 15 pending. But
Mm.
man, they fly off the table. Just got 20, I think maybe 25 cases.
That's glass.
Yeah, it's
Nancy?
glass. Yeah. Yeah. Canning jars. Which one is that? The quarts, 3 pounders. I think the quarts run almost close to. I don't like the canning jars because you can't get your labels on them.
Yeah.
And I get in. I've never been inspected by a the state at a selling honey.
I buy a smooth glass quart jar.
Mm. So yeah, you don't have a label. So when I'm out on the street at a fair or carnival or what, not a carnival, but an arts fair, my state, Pennsylvania, regulates labels. I have to have certain things on that label. Now, has anybody ever checked me out? No. But the things the state requires on the label are things that the customer wants to know. They want to
My
know who
state's
I am.
my state's the
They
same
want
way. If you sell honey, you got to have a label on it with your name of your company and your address. So if there's any issues with it, they can trace it back to your bees.
yeah. So I have Hardeysville Beekeeper is the name of that retail end of what I do is Hardeysville Beekeeper, and I have my name on it. I have my phone number, the ounces, poundage, and then I also have I have reorder. I say to reorder text, and then it's my phone number, but a lot of that is required by the state. I use the lids. I'll go get it. I'll go get some jars here in a second. I use the safety seal, the security seals on top, just because I read that that's what customers want.
Right.
Yeah, DC, you don't have to. I mean, it takes a long time. Hmm. Yeah, DC, you're just getting started, I think, right? I mean,
For getting honey.
oh, second's over. Let me go get no, here's Rick
Yeah.
stacking money, gold, and honey. Yeah, I don't know about that, but let me go get some jars. Hold on.
All right. Well, Nancy's doing that. I can talk for a few minutes. Like I said, my hive number 10 was I finally put a mated queen in there from a tree cutout, and they moved up to my comb frames in the top deep box and left the rubber band frames down at the bottom box. They didn't even really reattach even the comb, so they just took it as is, let the brood hatch out, and moved 100% on top. So I took the top box, moved them down to the bottom. Then I took all the rubber band frames out and put 10 good, 9.5 good comb frames in it. But they're all empty, so there's no honey in it. So I'm feeding them. I'm gonna be feeding them pretty heavy. Right now I got a 1 gallon pail on it. But in a few days I'll be putting a 2 gallon on it, probably 2 or 3 times on that hive. At least I'm trying to get at least 6 to 7 frames of honey above them. The box was pretty heavy, so the box that they're in now, which is down the lower of the two deeps, has pretty much honey in it. It was good. I was kind of surprised how heavy it was. Which was telling me that my other hives are bringing in um, pretty good amount of honey, fall flow honey. Where do you get some honeybee signs? Like beware, honeybees are here and stuff like that. I think I went on Google or Amazon. I Googled bee signs, and there was all kinds to pick from. I got one on the front of my barn that says "Beware, honeybees are here." I forget what exactly it says. So, and like I said, in back there, I got these 6 framers, 6/6 framers, 12 framers, and out of the 12, 9 of them are in good shape. One of them decided to requeen themselves, and 2 of them are just combined with other hives, with the other 12 on 12s. So I've been overwintering 10 of them. Probably around Thanksgiving or a couple weeks before Thanksgiving, I'll move all my hives together in groups, and then I'll put a tarp over them, not over their entrance, but over the hives to keep the wind off of them for winter time. And I push them all together just to help a little bit with air lack. I got telescoping hives on about half of my hives, so I can't totally put them all together completely, side to side. But it makes I can cover up more bees.
So I see I don't know what you guys are talking about, but here is so where do I get honeybee signs? Okay. What kind of signs are you looking for? I have some big vinyl, 10-foot vinyl that I put on my 10-foot tent in the back. It's a 2-foot by 10, and I bungee corded, and I had a guy make them for me. So what kind of sign you're looking for? Signs to go on the ground? Are you looking for signs to hang on your tent? What are you looking for, collector?
That's good on like the beekeeper. They got your inspection passed. Yeah, I passed my inspection this year. I've passed it every year. So
So
my inspector hardly even checks my hives anymore.
this is my label.
There you go.
This, I don't know if you can see, but this is an hexagon. It's got a flat front and a flat back, and then it's got little hexagon sides that stick out. So it's kind of cute, and it's a wide mouth. This is the regular, a regular traditional 1 pound glass. And then this is the wide mouth. So people like that when they're looking at the two of these.
Yeah.
So when I have darker honey, like this is a darker, I'll use these craft paper. However, I prefer clear labels. My go-to is a glossy clear that you can see through the jar. But this honey is a little on the darker side, and so I stayed with the craft paper. But yeah, it's got Harvestville Beekeeper on there. My phone number, my zip code. That's the other one I forgot when I was talking. Zip code. Reorder, which is how I put my phone number in now. And the size. So this here has a reorder just on the over here. And I print, the other thing is I do print off all of my own labels. I get Avery. I put them in as Avery labels. You put them in on the site, then you can create your own label. And I just print off. Yeah, thanks, DC. Yeah, it's not a lot of clutter. I don't have any color. I want it more like budget look or something.
Yeah. When we went to the honey show and did a honey swap, and I had like 30 or 40 labels, I put them all up next to each other, and I asked about 30 different people which ones they liked. And they all went to the more simple labels.
Yeah.
All the busy ones they didn't like.
Yeah, I want it like when it's clear. When I have the clear labels, man, they really, really are sharp. But
here's mine.
Yeah, I like those labels.
In honey, in Ohio, honey has to be the largest word on your label.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I don't know. Mine, it is.
You pass.
Yeah, that's a marketing. I mean, that only makes sense.
On my glass, I do what you do. I keep color codes. My label's white, my lid's white.
Yeah, I do black lids. I like the black lid. And then this here, so I read somewhere that the customers will pick up a security seal before a non-security seal. So on this security seal, and they're not that expensive. I mean, they get a little pricey, but this label here is super cheap. I mean, I don't even know per label how many cents it is. It's cents. But this here talks about granulated honey.
Right.
This little verbiage there talks about granulated. Those I get from Blue Sky. But
right.
I really like those security labels. Nothing on the back, nothing about infants. I don't have a nutrition label on it. It's honey.
Right.
Yeah, DC, wait till you see the cost of adding color. What else were we going to talk about? I don't know if Collector Rick got his signs, but you know what I should have up here? I should have a catalog from any company is worth its weight in gold. I learned so much about beekeeping by just paging through catalogs and reading. A Better Bee catalog, Just reading what they talk about.
Chris, drop
Hey, drop
time.
time.
Phones.
Hey, Ed. Nice to see you. Nice to see ya.
Hey, Ed. Didn't see him. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point, Ed. Local print shop usually is cheaper than online.
Yeah, I get the Avery sheet labels, individual sheets, and then I feed them through my old printer.
Yeah,
And
I'm
again,
thinking
I
about
don't
going.
know.
I'm thinking about getting rolls and then get one of those little things that peels the labels off. Because I'm starting to do a couple, over 1,000, 1,500 bottles a year, and peeling all those labels off of a sheet of paper gets a little tedious.
I don't know what my final cost is per label. Pennies. Pennies. Yeah, I sit like today I just jar and label what I'm gonna use in the next week.
Yeah.
So today I sat and watched the news or a show. I don't know, I watch YouTube videos and slap some labels on, and it's pretty cool. You can get one on each finger. I think all in a case of 1 pounders, jarring it and labeling it, I think is less than maybe about 12, 15 minutes, maybe. Yeah, no, not even. But it's the cost of doing it's the time of doing business. It's what business costs is time. I'm gonna go look here quick. I'm gonna look at Avery. I'm gonna go look at labels here quick. Uh,
32.4 cents. Yeah, mine are. I think mine's like 15 cents.
oh, he's Canadian.
Not in a while.
Here, I'm gonna go. I got Avery pulled up. So let me here you go. So here, blank labels sheets. Oh, I did get some printing. I did get some custom printing. Here's your materials. So I do craft paper. And this is the tube. So this, I don't know if you can see my screen anymore, but the 1 pounder takes a 2x4. And then this is a 2x4 also, both jars. It just is horizontal or vertical. So here's craft paper. So 1 sheet. Well, that's not right. That's you one. I don't know where anybody would ever buy 1 sheet, but I probably get 1,000 labels at a clip. So here you go. 500. So the higher you go, here you go. 59 cents a sheet divided by 10, 0.059, so 0.66 cents, right? 6 cents is a label. And then print that off. I don't know. I spend $75 on a printer roller thing for my every 3 years, maybe. So 10 cents. Say each one of my labels costs 10 cents.
Yeah, and I go with the waterproof label. So if they need to wash the label, glass and that. So mine are like 15 cents.
These are waterproof
Like,
paper. They'll come
we're
right
doing a
off.
little bit better paper.
Yeah. So that's just to do oh, now I gotta go back and figure this out, Tom. I gotta take us off. There we go. Nope, didn't work.
So
Hold on.
a little different.
There it is.
There you go.
Good night, Raven. Shar. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah, Kimberly, you use Avery too. I learned that from a candle guy I used to run shows with.
I use Avery. I used to use other ones and they weren't consistent. Avery ones, if I have them printed, they look better than mine, my printout.
Yeah.
But I'm going with rolls pretty soon. Probably, in fact, I might even buy a little roll on roll peeler, label peeler, one of those manual
And there
ones.
you go, Kimmy. Yeah, canning jars. I can't get away with that. I mean, I get rid of some jars sometimes that way, but as a bulk, I can't. And they're too big. Canning jars are too big. I don't want to sell that much honey in one clip.
Yeah, I don't do that either. For the same reason. I can't get the information that the state requires me on that little round label.
Yeah. And then the people can see it from the markets.
Right.
So any
Yeah.
more questions? Anybody else want to talk about something? Give us a topic.
Yeah, I don't have anything new. I mean, I'm still fighting two hives, but one I just got to feed a little bit more, and the other one I'm going to check it in a week to see if they got a queen. And hopefully, I see at least one side of the brood, one frame of brood that she already laid.
Scott. Scott is unlikely beekeeper. Your name just came to me. I
Yeah,
just wonder where
I
you've
mentioned
been.
Scott earlier.
Yeah.
He just sent me a YouTube link I'm going to check out tomorrow to make my own hive alive like patties. Thanks, Scott.
Wow. I didn't I don't think I'm oh, there's another weird thing. So you know I got a new phone. Got a new phone Friday.
Oh, congrats,
Well,
Nancy.
huh?
I said, congrats. Been needing a phone upgrade.
Yeah. I had an old Android, a 7, Galaxy 7. But anyway, so I got this fancy new phone, right? Cool. Well, in the scheme of things, I went from an old Android to an iPhone. Now, I am familiar with the iPhones. I've had one for work. I have an iPad, so I was a little bit ahead of the learning curve there, but so anyway, so my YouTube channel, Beekeeping with Nancy, I lost all my subscribers. The only subscriber I have is you, Tom. They're all gone.
That's weird.
So I'm like, well, when I go on my computer, now when I go on my phone, I'm doing it right now.
It says you got 229 subscribers.
Yeah. So it's my subscriptions, not only Tom. That's it. I don't, so the other thing is, so I have another channel, like a personal channel that I follow people on that aren't beekeeping, aren't beekeepers, just like other stuff. Now, I didn't lose any of them. However, so I will be feeding people back in. Like I'll get everybody back in again, but um I, I don't know how that happened. No,
Yeah, I don't
not
know.
subs, not people that subscribe my subscriptions, the people that I subscribe to. My subs, yeah, unlikely. You see that? A little itty bitty. But I got 20 Friday I had 205. So yeah, I know I'm a little itty bitty, Scott, but it's growing and it's okay. You know, I just started in February.
Yeah, I'm still little. I don't have 1,000 yet. I'm just a little short of 1,000. Need 668 more or something like that to get 1,000. But
How
I
long
don't
have
ask
you?
for it. I
How
don't put it
long have
in my
you?
YouTube. Oh, a couple of years, few years.
Oh,
Well, I don't put subscribe. I don't beg people to subscribe in my
Scott.
posts.
So what I did was, you're gonna love this. So when I went to my farmer's market, um, I pulled up my QR code. I can't do it right now, but I pull up my QR code, and when they buy honey, I ask them if they would like to watch me work in my colonies or watch videos of me working in with the bees. And they all go, yeah. So I say, here, and I have them sign into the QR code and then hit subscribe.
I have QR codes on my business cards on the backside. It's
Huh?
not the same thing. But I never hand out my business cards. It
Well,
doesn't do me any good.
you're retired. No, so so my subscribers I have. Sorry if I so the people that I subscribe to. So
Well, I got you.
it's not my subs. I'm at 230 now. But yeah, so I do have some people that I talk to YouTube stuff about, other creators, whatever we're called. Um And one of the things, DC, what you were talking about is it's so easy to put videos out this time of year, or from probably from February. I have some from videos from February and March of last year that I didn't even really have a channel. But I'm curious to know when I upload them to YouTube, um, how long I can hold them before I publish them. Unlikely Beekeeper will know the answer to that. He's a big he used to do
Yeah.
what'd you do, Scott? He used
Scotty,
to review cruise ships or something like that. Used
yeah.
to I'm telling stories out of school here, Scott, but um how long will YouTube hold your video? Because like DC was saying, I want to put some of these out in December and January.
Well, you can schedule them out pretty darn far out. I know that.
Can you? I've only
Yeah.
scheduled them out like a couple days at this point.
I've done a month already.
So if anybody we got 41 people on, hit the like and subscribe, please and thank you.
And myself. Same thing with Maccabees.
Yeah, there you go. Like and subscribe. Um, yeah, we're just,
Nancy,
I don't know.
I'll be right back. I gotta get a drink of
Okay.
water.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're just feeding at this stage of the game. I did do a hive inspection today. 2 of them I tore apart, and it got a little scary with the yellow jackets. Like, you got to be careful if you're in my area. I don't know guys down south, or um, but you don't want to be dilly dallying too much with your hives open this time of year. You don't want to make them fight off that pressure, that yellow jacket pressure. Then it's combining. I guess next is going to be we're going to be talking about combining colonies.
I'm already started combining colonies.
Did you? Yeah, I
Well,
should too. I mean, I really should be getting. I will here in the next week, because I don't want any of those queen cells to, you know, yeah.
no, I'm not even going in any more hives. I'm done. The only one I'll go into is my 6x6 that's got that new queen to check to see if they got a queen.
Yeah, Scott's out in Pennsylvania too, like Harrisburg area, ish, sort of, kind of. York,
Right.
no. Go ahead, Tom.
And I do summer solstice splits. I'll graft about the first or second week of June. So the queens are emerging out right around the summer solstice and get them mated. And I try to get my 12 frame nukes all with mated queens. But sometimes I have to graft again, which puts me then into the second week of August. And the latest I've grafted is about the third week of August, because they were 0 for 2 and I'm trying for a third time to get them queen. So August is the latest I'll graft or get queens out. I want all my queens mated by September 1st, where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how late I go in summer. So I try to get all of them done by the end of August. But sometimes I struggle. Like I had 2 more this year that don't have queens that I combined, and I decided I'm not even going to try. So that's how late I go. And I'm in Southwest Ohio. So our first maple tree, the silver maple tree, blooms the first couple of days of March, or the last couple of days of February, every year, except for 2 years ago. So depending on where you're at, now the red maples bloom like 2 weeks after that, so middle of March. The silvers are earlier, and then the hybrids, silver and reds, are in between. Yeah, I did two hives last week too. Also, the 2 of my 12 framer nukes, 6/6. So right now I have 14 summer solstice mated queens that never went through a flow. So next year, what I do with these is next year I will pull in about the middle of April. I usually can graft about the first week of April. and then have the queens flying out to basically the end of April. By then, we have plenty of drones. Hey, Clay, and about the
Hi, Clay.
middle of April,
Nice to see you.
I'll go ahead and sell 14 of my overwintered queens out of my honey production queens that were last year summer solstice queens, and take 4 frames out, make nukes out of them, and then I'll take 4 frames out of my 6/6 mating nukes, plug those right into my production hive, so I don't lose any days of my production of honey production. Then my graft that I do then in April will be put, those birds and queens will be put in the 8 frames that are left on the 12 frame 6/6 hives. And then the middle of May, I'll sell those queens off, nukes off, and then I'll graft again. That's my last summer solstice graft that I do in early June to replenish those 6/6 hives for the following spring. So that's my little process. So I get to replenish anywhere from 12 to 15 of my queens, and I sell nukes out. Then I repopulate them again, and I sell nukes again in the middle of May, and then I fill those hives back up again in the middle of June, end of June, July, so I can repeat that process the following year. That's how I use my 6/6 nukes. If that all makes sense.
Yeah, I do the same. We do a lot of the same. Tom and I do a lot of the same management practices. That's why we kind of decided to team up, because we were so much alike.
Yeah.
But
And I like doing. I built these 6/6 nukes, I call them, because when I take 4 frames out of them, I still have 7, 8 frames of bees, so I can reuse that hive for another nuke. If I just do 5 framers, then I lose everything.
So Kimberly here is saying about her double deeps. You know, I have a heck of a time. I tried again for double deeps this year, and they just don't go for it. I don't know. Mine really prefer a deep and a medium, and I thought that I would force them into double deeps so I wouldn't have to feed so much if we were in a dearth, and didn't work. They just don't even go in that second deep. They go up into that it'd be box number 2. That the top deep, they go and hang out there. So I pulled that back. See, when was that? I don't remember. After the flow, somewhere after the flow, August. I want to say early August. I pulled that deep out, dropped them on the screen bottom board, which I run screen bottoms, and then put the medium on top. Now they're backfilling that medium. But
Kimberly, for 4 years, I ran 15 to 20 hives, all in single brood management over winter time. And this year last winter was my last winter. This year I'm going back to double deeps for overwintering. And the reason I'm doing that is I noticed my hives coming out of winter are 2 frames smaller than double deep hives coming out of winter.
say that again. Say that again.
I noticed on my single brood management hives coming out of winter were 2 to 3 frames smaller. So going into winter, they weren't quite as big. And coming out of winter, they're not quite as big as my double deep overwintered hives.
Well, let me show you. So this is what Steve Rapaski used to be the president of Pennsylvania. So I've heard him talk many times. He's the claim to fame for the single brood management. I'm drawing it now. But so this is what they say about single brood management. And I really don't do too much of it, so I don't want to act like I know what I'm. So when you have a single brood, the brood is more like a football,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
I agree. Yep,
But then when you do two
it's turned
boxes,
around the other
you
way.
pick
It's
double
matter.
deep, you pick double deep, deep and a medium. They do this. So this is two boxes,
Yeah,
and this is single. So that's his book. Rapaski writes a book on single brood management. But that's what they're saying happens. So I don't know.
now what I've been doing now, well, I've been doing on similar ones where I did double deeps. When I go into them in March, before I put supers on, I'll put the queen and all the
Mhm.
brood down in the bottom box, then put the queen excluder on and treat it like a single brood management box.
Yeah.
And then when the honey comes off, the queen excluder comes off and I'm back into a double for winter time.
Um. Yeah. So the double deep. Now I've had a few colonies make it through winter in a double deep here. They were real big colonies in fall, so I left them go, and they did really well. But as a rule, I can't. I can't run double deeps. Now, when a honey flow's on, I could put a double deep on and let them build up for that flow. Hey, Johnny,
Johnny.
um, let them build up with a double deep for the flow, and then pull that other deep off, slip a medium back on. I don't reverse my boxes either. I don't do that anymore either. They
Johnny either.
when I have my
Huh?
deep and my medium, they're up at the top. They'll push her, and that's feeding a little bit in spring too. If you feed, they'll push down a little quicker. I've noticed.
Yeah, if it's a good high, the queen was going to move down to the bottom box. They'll fill that
I'm
top box up
not
and
sure
then
about
move down to the bottom.
Johnny. Where are you from?
Was he, did you
Hmm?
block him? Hey,
Yeah,
Norman. Yeah.
I didn't. I just got bad vibes there. Go ahead, Norman. Shoot it in all caps.
Yeah, shit. All caps.
Just trying to get that just ingrained in people. For any chat you're on. If I drive to Kentucky, it says it would take 14 hours. Okay, shoot. If you're driving on a Flintstone car, how many weeks will it take you at 7 miles an hour? I don't know. Go ahead.
14
If I
hours.
drive to Kentucky, it says it would take 14 hours. Yeah, so Cayman comes on, not onto my Cayman comes on and has chats and talks for hours about the expo. Um, I've been going, this will be my 5th year going to the expo. I'm coming from north of Philly. It's a week. It takes a week. It's a day if you're driving. It's a day or two to get, day to get ready, 2 days to get there. Then you're there for 3 or 4 days. Then you drive home. So if you're driving, especially a 14-hour, you're gonna want a week for the expo. Take a whole week off. We have Charlie has his pizza dinner on Wednesday night. The expo opens on Thursday. So Flintstone car. But yeah, take a week off for the expo. And I fly now.
Yeah, it's only just a little less. It's an hour 45-minute drive for me. 2 hours, depending on
It
weather.
looks like a swarm return to my yard. Yes, they do. They will return. Sometimes they do what's called what do they call them? Fire drills. They'll all leave. They'll leave with the queen. They'll turn around. They'll come right back.
It looks like he has a little swarm. He put another note in. Could be just a group of foragers returning, or is it a swarm-looking thing? Looking like a swarm. This time of year, Norman, you can get small swarms, usually with a virgin queen in it, from a hive or from somebody else's hive.
Yeah, it could be both. Both of
small.
those can be true, Norman.
Yeah, they're usually just 3. I would say anywhere from 2 cups to 4 cups of bees, maybe 6 cups at the biggest.
Yeah, you'll tell us tomorrow when you go and look at that bunch of bees. Look to see if there's a mated queen in there. And if it came from your yard,
I doubt it.
treat
It's
them.
usually no queen or virgin.
It could be an abscond.
Yeah.
Could be an abscond from mite. So whatever you do with those bees, I don't know if you OA or not, but I would blast them with OA every 3 days for.
Well, there's no
2,
bird.
3.
So you can just,
right. So you want to get rid of all the. Right. So you want to get rid of all the parasitic mites, the mites that are traveling on those bees, because if it is an abscond, it's because they were heavy mite laden, and they were in the air only. Oh, they didn't land. They didn't bivouac. You OAV. Okay. Oh, hey Johnny. So you're from
Johnny.
So Johnny's from Bill. Okay.
Bill's chat.
Anyway, so Norm, if they didn't bivouac, then who knows? But if they bivouac and you do, if you pick up a swarm or a cluster of bees in fall, it's a good idea to OAV them and knock off all those parasitic mites. Because as soon as she starts laying on good comb or new comb, if that even happens, stretch, you want to get rid of all those mites.
I would treat them with OVA probably 2 times, 2 back-to-back days. Go in there
James Fly.
Find the queen, or they don't have a queen. Either way, I would pinch that queen and just take those bees and add them to one of your hives.
Why would you pinch the queen? If they left with her, she's a good queen.
Those are so small, they're not going to make it through winter. There's not enough bees in them.
Yeah. I wouldn't pinch her, though, because if they've swarmed with her, they want her. Well, I don't pinch queens, but anyway.
It won't be a good queen.
It's worth a shot. Like, it's worth a shot. I would try to limp them along. If they left with her, They want her.
But my bet is it has no queen in it.
Yeah, that's my gut too. My gut is that that's an abscond. And if you know where they
Yeah,
came from, treat,
yeah,
treat,
and
treat.
that's all. All was left was a frame and a half of bees, and they left.
5,000 bees, that's a package, right? 3 to 5,000 bees.
Yeah,
That's a okay swarm. I mean, it's not great, not
that's
Bendis
about
Winds or anything.
that's a couple frames.
I would try it. Where's he
Yeah,
at again? I know. I'm so terrible at this. There's so much going on when you're hosting. Um, and I will
there's
meet all of you, most of you down at the expo, and we'll talk about that for a smidge. I don't want to take up too much airtime. But James, fly. It did the cost of driving, you got to stand 2 nights. I mean, 14 hours. So here's the other thing. You can balls to the walls and get down there in 14 hours, but it's going to take you. You're not going to be. I did it 2 years. I drove, and it was 10 hours. And when I was at the expo, I was tired. I was fatigued. Flying was 100 times better. The other
yeah,
thing is, if you want sales, the suppliers will basically, not all of them, and don't come back and tell me it didn't work, but most of the suppliers will mail it to you for free with the expo sale. If you
yeah.
need,
Unless I would only put a caveat: if you plan on buying a whole lot of stuff, because you need a whole lot of stuff, then bring a trailer, drive and bring a trailer, or buy a
yeah,
big
so there's
bun,
there's
bring a big box truck and bring that down.
so Brian from Colorado, his thing is, what he does is, I think they fly in, right? Brian from Colorado. Well, anyway, he gets to the expo, and then
Yeah,
they rent a truck or something, and then they drive back to Colorado. So I
yeah,
think
that's
that's
what he
how they
does.
do it. But
Yeah,
Norman, I would fly. It's just 32-hour drive. Like, that's just crazy. You got to spend
yeah.
so much on
Norton's in
hotel.
Canada, so gosh, he's even got
Yeah.
shorter time to get that hive going. So I would look
Yeah.
into yeah, might have a decent queen in it and 5,000 bees, but getting that to overwinter might be a challenge. You might be better off just putting those bees in another hive, but maybe not quite as big as you like.
You have to crunch the numbers. So to drive for 32 hours, that's going to take you X amount of days, and X amount of hotel room, X amount of gas. By the time you fly and buy your stuff and have it sent to you or locally, your cost is probably better to fly. And it's a lot less on your wear and tear on your body.
In your mind, mentally.
Mentally, yeah. Yeah, the fatigue of driving. And remember, it's Kentucky, right? Tennessee, Kentucky. They get storms. It's mountains. You're going up a slippery slope. You're coming down a slippery slope. You're going up and down. That's how you're going to get there. So, oh,
Yeah,
and then there was something about, so we're there like the second week in January now. Pretty much the only show in town. All the hotels run shuttles. You can get on any shuttle. They're going to go to
yeah,
mostly all the hotels. You're with a group it's 3,000 of us to send on this town in January. There's nobody else there. So when you are at the expo, you just find a group of people, and the chances that they're going to your hotel, they just say, get on, we'll take you. And some of the even outlier hotels, they'll run out to those too. But
actually,
so
a lot
flying,
of a lot of people, a lot of the shuttles will go to multiple hotels too. You just ask them, "Hey, can you go to this hotel?" And they go, "Yeah."
Yeah, and the price for the hotels are all basically the same. It might be $5 here, $5 there, but get a hotel that has a breakfast. You eat your breakfast before you leave, then you can get a little something at the expo. But uh, the all the hotels that are lumped together, they're all basically the same price.
Yeah,
You don't have to pay. Parking is some big deal at the expo. Like it's Tom,
it's like
what's
it's like 50. It's a little less than $60 for 3 days. So it's like
$60?
$20. Yeah, $20 a day to
Yeah.
park at the expo. I do
Even
one. I take a truck down since I'm only less a 2 hour drive, and
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
pay for the last day. That's when I pick up all my equipment, and
Right. You
that's
just
like
take the host. So
18, 15, 18 bucks.
you can drive, park your car at the hotel, take the shuttle back and forth. People are lugging stuff in the vans all the time. You just take all your stuff back so that you really don't have to move your vehicle unless you're getting a lot.
Yeah,
But like Tom, he'll take the shuttle in, but then the last day he pays $20 and takes the truck around back and loads it up.
this year I'm not buying anything big, so I might just be carrying it with the shuttle each night, and
Yeah,
not have to
I
do that.
don't I don't
I'm only
either.
buying
I
frames and then unassembled boxes and bottom boards. The only thing that'll be assembled will be the bottom boards and lids of the boxes. I'm buying 10 hives to sell at discount prices to sell to my West Side customers, Southwest Ohio
Yeah.
customers. I keep getting asked by 4 or 5 people every year because nobody sells anything where I live. Everybody has to drive
Oh.
an hour drive to buy any woodenware.
Well, Bill from Shenandoah, he takes care of us. So
Yeah.
if you find something and you can't get it home, give Bill from Shenandoah a shout out. He takes care of us on
I
these
bought
chats.
everything.
Other thing is,
I bought
go
almost
ahead.
everything from him last year. So
Yeah. If you find somebody else, like, so I'm up here north of Philly and I knew a couple guys that were driving down. So then I paid them a couple bucks to bring back some couple things. Now, if they said no, they couldn't bring it back, then I wouldn't have bought it.
right.
Oh, there you go. Flowers to Brian. We were just talking about you.
Hey
Do you
Brian.
fly in to Nobby and then drive the trailer home, or how do you get to Nobby, Brian? He's Flower Street.
Brian. Brian. Of course I'll be at Nabby. It's only an hour and 50-minute drive for me. I could commute back and forth if I wanted to.
Cedar. So Norman, Cedar is very, very hard. And you're putting in tiny little nails. That's all I got to say. You want something soft like pine.
Well, Norman, on the last day, Beeline will sell 10 packs. They sell unassembled frames for $1 a frame.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good. I mean, that's you can probably make them a little bit
Yeah.
cheaper than that, but not much. And then you got a lot of labor.
Yeah, but you got the rest of January and February to put it together.
Well, that's true.
I
But,
built mostly
but if
all of
you
my
work for a
frames.
living, you don't. I
Mm.
have time now.
Yeah, I worked full time. I worked full time and built 500 frames over the years. I mean, you
Yeah,
sit and watch a show, or now that you're on a beach at, you just
right.
snap them together.
Every commercial break, build a couple frames.
Yeah, cedar, I believe you would save the cedar for the boxes. I don't know.
Typically,
I had cedar.
most of the
I
suppliers
get
will give 10 to 15% off, somewhere in that ballpark, and then you don't have to pay for shipping if you pick up the stuff because you're the shipper. So I figure I can make 20-25% per box when I sell it. And plus I'm supplying them a service, having some woodenware.
yeah,
I'm not
Brian.
talking-
You Brian's doesn't need finally it's caught up.
Yeah, he's going to EMBA too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, if I think if you have to be a woodworker, you have to have that technology to run those frames. That's because you can't be off 3/8 of an inch. I mean, B space 3/8 of an inch. If you're off on a frame, you're in bad luck. It's all off. You know, a box you
yeah,
might be able to shimmy it a little, but frames, if you're off B space 8 or 10 later, it's a mess. No, no, he already makes the sidebars, so there. I mean,
Norman does.
what I've noticed is a lot of carpenters, woodworkers, become beekeepers because it's already in your
Yeah,
blood. You got
right.
the extra wood. You're used to banging it together.
Yeah, where people ask him, "Hey, can you build me some bee boxes with these specifications?" And they start making them.
Yeah, I don't have the equipment. I buy everything unassembled from an Amish guy here, Lancaster. I run to.
Yeah. Oh, my brother's place out where I go to quite times a year. There's a bunch of Amish out there and Amish beekeepers, and
There you go.
they make good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah,
have the saws and the wood and all, I mean, if I couldn't, I wasn't gonna buy all that equipment, all of that, all the machinery needed. If you're already halfway there, by all means, go the rest of the way.
right. The
Yeah.
only thing I need to buy this year is 30 medium frames for myself. And then I'm going to buy 10 full hives with 2 deeps and 2 mediums for my customers. And I don't even have to
There you
buy,
go.
I only need medium frames for those. I already got deep frames. I still got 300 frames um, from Bill from this year's Nobby. I only used 200 of them this year. I bought 502 boxes worth.
So the two things I buy from the expo, if I have a way to get it home, if I know somebody that's going, is feed and treatment. I get the DFM there. I get my Hive Alive if I can, but now they ship it free, so I don't even bother. But back in the beginning, it used to get if you're running a truck, um, definitely. I mean, yes, of course, your woodenware and all that, but if you're done getting woodenware, like Brian is saying here, um, your feed and your treatments. Always good deals at the expo for that.
Right. I don't think I'm buying anything big. Just little stuff. Frames and unassembled boxes.
Frames, feed frames. Yeah.
Frames and frames.
Yeah. So last year what I tried to do and it wasn't a success. I tried to put my carry-on, my little wheelie cart for the airport into a bigger one. So when I come back, I check it would have frames and different things in it, whatever. Well, the one that I put my stuff in, and then I put that into a bigger wheelie cart, I was gonna have to check it to fly down. I said, I don't want to do that. So I just took everything out, put it in the little one, and then asked a guy to drive my stuff home and gave him some money. But that's another way you could check a bag on the way home. Check it.
Yeah. One thing, I do have something tomorrow. I'm going over to a new yard that I got permission to put hives on. It's 11 acres, 11-acre field, woods. And I got to clear it though. So I'll be spending a couple hours in the morning clearing it. Yeah, smash the like button. Hey, Gracie. So I'll be doing that in the morning, and then hopefully if I get my stand built with this week, I'll be moving 5 to 7 hives over there from my place.
Clarifier. What do you need a
might be
clarifier
moving some
for?
hives.
Why would you get a clarifier, Brian? Just curious. I don't know what you need that for. What's it do? Clarifier.
Yeah, that's clean your honey, but I don't have that issue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clean after filters. Well, some people depends. Some people don't filter their honey out of their
What?
when they're spitting their honey. All the wax cappings and everything come out there, and you put it into a clarifier, and that does it for you.
Oh, see, I use a knife. I use a Pierce uncapping knife. I guess if you use those chain uncappers, or you're running a line maybe, but I use a Pierce uncapping knife.
Right. I use a hot spider you get from brewing beer that I already had to catch any cappings that are in it.
And I can only do 1,400 pounds. Like that's about my limit as a single beekeeper. I mean, my husband doesn't really have anything to do with the beekeeping part, which is fine. But I manage all the colonies. I bang all the boxes together. I manage all the colonies. I do the extraction. I do the bottling, and I do the selling. So I want to be between 12 and 1,400 pounds. I don't want any more than that.
Right.
So, all right, guys. So gonna we're gonna wrap up here in a couple minutes. It's 9:38. It's a good time to cut y'all loose.
Yes, I agree. I'm about done. Plus, it's hard to have a whole lot to talk about this time of year.
Yeah, I know. It's feed and treat, repeat. So tomorrow is Wednesday, and that is
Stream Team.
Thursday night is Ricky Rourke. Used to be Horizontal Hives, now he's the Bee Connection. Friday night, Sawmill Charlie. Gotta come on Friday night. Saturday night's Joey. Me again, Joey Roll. Sunday is Gunline, Hannah, Gunline Bees, Hannah and Tim.
Yeah, he goes by Buttons, but Tim. I call him Tim.
I know, I was going to say Buttons, and I thought. So Hannah and Buttons from Gunline are on Sunday night, and then back to Mondays with Bees All Day, Shenandoah Bee Supply.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, thanks for coming, guys and Kimmy. We had a couple sheep keepers in here. I think it was just me and Kimmy tonight. So, but anyway, have a good week, and I'll see you a little bit tomorrow.
Sounds good. Everybody have a great week. Night, everyone.